Over in Kyiv, the preliminary hearing for the first war crimes trial arising since the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. A captured Russian soldier charged with the murder of a 62-year-old civilian. Let's cross live to France 24 correspondent Gulliver Cragg. There was no plea submitted. This is uncharted legal territory.
Yes, this is the first time that there's been a war crimes trial in Ukraine. Ukraine hasn't created a special war crimes tribunal or anything. It's just happening in an ordinary criminal court. The suspect, though, was in the dock today. His name is Vadim Shisimarin, and he's 21 years old. He's a sergeant in the Russian army, now in Ukrainian captivity. This was a preliminary hearing to set the date for the first hearing proper, which will be next Wednesday, the 18th of May. But as it's such a historic event, it was absolutely packed with journalists. I mean, you could really not fit in there a huge amount of attention. And both the prosecution and the defense lawyer appointed by the Ukrainian state, had a lot to say about what was going on, about the evidence, its witnesses that basically saw what happened, that this Russian soldier apparently shot an unarmed civilian in a village in northern Ukraine. That's quite rare compared to some of the other places where war crimes in Ukraine have allegedly been committed, where there is a lack of witnesses, because people in Irpin and Bucha, well, first of all, so many of them had fled those areas, and then those who were around were mostly hiding in basements, partly to avoid falling victims to the Russians themselves.
He's considered a defendant, not a prisoner of war.
He's considered a criminal defendant. Yes, it's a criminal case. The defense lawyer explained that that is just the way that Ukrainian law works, that this will be a criminal trial. But as I said, he has been given a defense lawyer. It's not yet clear what his plea will be. Apparently, he has admitted to killing this man, but he has not yet pleaded guilty, in the sense that his plea may be, but this is speculation here, and the defense lawyer himself speculated on this whilst making clear that the decision had not been made. He may plead that he was following orders and therefore had no choice to enact the orders of his superiors. The prosecution lawyers said that if that were to be the case, then that plea would have to be taken into account and might affect the sentencing, but it certainly didn't absolve the Russian soldier of all responsibility.
Was the case held in Russian or Ukrainian?
Oh, in Ukrainian, of course. The Ukrainian is the only official language in Ukraine, and so the Russian defendant had a translator on hand to translate from Ukrainian for him.
How did he seem?
Young. I don't know what else to say about it, really. He didn't show any emotion on his face. I can't say that he looked, I really can't say that his face revealed any emotion at all. The most striking thing about him, of course, was that he's a very young man. He's only 21.
Gulliver Cragg, many thanks for that update from Kyiv.